Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 975. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Today, the return of the much-loved feature Into an Interview with singer-songwriter FRANKI DENNULL. He's a Frankie, frankly. Plus, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, and hello,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's me. Hello from the other side, Adele. She's sweet.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But she's not touring in America. No, just everywhere else. Well, Thanksgiving came and went, and what the heck? There was slaving in the kitchens and stilted conversations and people sitting around tables and lots of placing of labels on each other, but it was much fun seeing my loved ones. Now I just need to find a space in this parking lot.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I watched that cutthroat competition that had to do with dogs.
Mike's
hosted by
Daily
that Seinfeld guy
Podcast
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah!
John O'Hurley. That's a tradition I love on Thanksgiving. That pet show thing with all the dogs. And they're so cute, walking around with their heads like perfectly level, and they're walking really fast at the Isn't that great? I also enjoy the tradition of trying to remain awake after eating the fatal combo of turkey, gravy, and delicious mashed potatoes. But I'm sensing a lot of negativity in the world. I'm sensing people just Black Friday. Bleh. Why can't it be Happy Friday? Why can't it be, I can't wait to shop and spend money on my best friend Friday? So that's gone, that Friday. And the stilted conversation, I remember many Thanksgivings where people are sitting around, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just that you eat all that food, and you don't know what to talk about, so you're just sort of like, you go to the tried and true, burnt out topics. How's your job? And really nobody can reply honestly about how their job is, because there's so many complicated intricacies. Speaking of which, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How you doing? It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what. What? Go on with that intricacy thing you're talking about. People at there's all kinds of things going on at work. You've got your work dynamics, and when you've been doing it for a while, sorry, Mark, I just took off my sweater and there was static electricity. There's so much of that going on now. Yeah. And you're trying to talk about that at the dinner table. It's impossible to cover all those things. So instead, you go to other interesting current event topics, like, for example, SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, when it blew up. Apparently, that was a while ago. The pieces are now washing up near England somewhere. A huge chunk of debris from the rocket was found floating in the remote Isles of Scilly, over by England. This is insane. That's so far away. And Ben Carson's going to visit Syrian refugees because he loves them so much and wants them all to come here. Which he does not, of course. But, yeah. And look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, the root beer that you make, it's amazing how root beer is taking off again. People love root beer. You're going to become popular and make a lot of money.
Nah, nobody drinks my root beer.
Not even a little bit?
Nah, I hate it.
Oh.
But I make the root beer.
Well, good. Root beer is, yeah. And then there was the website, mikesdailypodcast.com, where you can go and check out the show and the blog, the podcast picture. And in fact, today's podcast picture, getting a little ahead of myself once again, but it has to do with my dog, Basil the Boxer, and an interesting situation he got into with some cows. Yes, but all is well. So we'll have that, and if you want to help us out and you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go to that link there at mikesdailypodcast.com. Buy whatever it is you're going to buy through Amazon. I think I'm going to be purchasing a blender. I don't know. Just blenders are awesome. I'm all into blending these days, and I make my Matthews Chino with them, so swell. Check all that out at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Into an interview.
Hello, Frankie Denull. How are you? Are you in Massachusetts?
Yes, I am. Where are you, Cali?
California, yes.
Well, I lived in San Jose for a while. Does that count?
How was that?
It was awesome. I loved Big Sur, Santa Cruz. I'm an old hippie, dude.
Wow. So
it's like home sweet home. When I moved across, I didn't think I was going to leave there. So, I mean, that was like, I locked right in, man. It was like going through a time portal or something. When I was out there, it was the early 80s, and it was just like, man, it was like home sweet home. All the people out there, it was just like I totally chilled with them. And, yeah, smoke it and hung out, man. That was cool.
Big Sur is beautiful. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
And San Jose, so that was pre-Bill Gates, or was he around then? Was Steve Jobs making things then?
No idea. He was probably a teenager at that time, man. Yeah, that was early. I was really out there like 1979 and 80.
You could probably buy a house then for $4. Now they're like $5 billion for. It's ridiculous, the prices in San Jose now, because it's all Silicon Valley.
Yeah. Well, you could live with your cousin and live for free, or you could live on a commune, man, and just everybody got along then.
Oh, what were the communes like, Frankie?
It was just like you picture them. We'll leave it at that and move forward. Here we are today. There's no communes.
So I think that experience may have informed your music, because I feel sort of a George Harrison sound in your voice.
I get that very, very rarely, like once or twice over all the years. Have to admit that's a little bit different, but you're right in the pocket. I get more John Lennon.
John Lennon?
Absolutely, most of the time. And then occasional Tom Petty.
Right.
And then it depends. This particular song, Butterfly, has definitely got that Beatle-esque, they say.
Yeah.
And then there's other occasions where I write songs that sound like Bob Dylan or the Tom Petty voice. Depends on the mood I'm in and how the song's moving.
Who was your favorite Beatle?
It was John. Well, he was the leader, and he had the most unique personality. He wasn't afraid to be himself, and he stood alone, even if it meant walking away. So there was a lot of similarities. I've watched clips, and my kids actually said, "What are you guys, separated at birth or something?" They're joined at the brain or what, you know?
Wow. Well, yeah, John Lennon did write some amazing songs. Even his solo stuff was amazing. It's just remarkable looking back at the Beatles stuff. But I guess I feel sort of like that 70s folk rock sound in your music. The two songs that I have here, Butterfly and Whoa, kind of remind me of that.
Okay. Keep digging, my friend. You got plenty of them on there.
And tell me now, so who's the female voice that I hear on backup vocals on these songs?
That's me, Butterfly. That's my wife. She's my harmony, man.
Would that be Wendy?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yep.
Good. At least
Yeah. I call her Nani, but yeah, her legal name is Wendy.
Wendy, okay. Like the song Butterfly, that has a lot to do with her, huh?
Absolutely. It's kind of like we use nicknames instead of to make it less personal so that everybody else could own it.
Are you producing it yourselves, or who's producing it?
In this case, we had Kenny Lewis, who's worked with Boston and Stryper, and he's in the Boston area for those songs. He helped mix, and we had a guy that named Casper I think he was from Holland, do the co-producing. So I pretty much direct where the song's going and lay down the scratch, and then we let it run from there.
And you're not too far away from Boston, huh?
Within an hour.
Within an hour? Okay.
It's about a 40-minute ride, but I mean, if we get traffic, it could take me a little longer, but I'm like right between Boston and Providence, like in a V.
And then I noticed Plymouth Rock, or Plymouth. You're near Plymouth, aren't you, kind of?
Yes, I'm about 20 minutes out of Plymouth, straight down the 44 belt. You can run Route 44 east and west, and it goes right through Providence and into Connecticut. And but yeah, it's the Route 6, just up a little higher. So yeah. Yeah, I'm 20 minutes. That was some of my stomping grounds were Plymouth. You know, I was high school and all my high times. And yeah, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Let's play Butterfly then. Frankie DeNnull, a song written in part about his lovely wife, Wendy.
Absolutely, thank you.
And here it is on Mike's Daily Podcast. Okay, upon second hearing, I do hear the John Lennon. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of Basil the Boxer. I was walking him somewhere in the area of Podcaster Valley, Fairmont Ridge. And we were walking along, and they have all these cows that they allow to graze in a lot of the areas that belong to the East Bay Regional Park